Today is Sunday, August 1st. My name is Eric from ReliableResellers.net, and thanks a lot for coming back to another video. As promised, I am going to do a video on the USPS's program called EDDM, Every Door Direct Mail. It's, as you can see here, an affordable and targeted way to do some advertising. I actually found this sort of by accident. So I was looking around to try to find some ways to advertise my business, and I reached out to a couple of companies around town that say they can help you advertise. Well, one company said that they could do some direct mail targeted advertising for me for right around $1,900. It would go out to 10,000 houses, and it would cost me 19 cents per piece of mail. So it was a little bit more money than I had to spend at one go on advertising. So I politely declined. However, it piqued my interest about direct mail advertising. So I started doing my own research into direct mail advertising, and sure enough, there are ways that you can do it yourself and save a lot of money and be able to target the specific areas that you want to target. And the way you do it is through the post office's EDDM program. So that's what I'm going to show you here. All right, so what is the EDDM program? Well, the Every Door Direct Mail program is basically a way for you to send out postcards in the mail to a specific mail route within the zip codes in your city. The postcards are the things that we all know. We've all gotten them before. If you see on the screen here, you see the one where it says the pizza now open. There's the one back here. It's got the coupons for nuggets and what have you, and then the other one back here with the lawn company and gifts for you, right? We all get these in the mailbox all the time, and more often than not, we just throw them away. More often than not. But by putting something in the mailbox through the post office and getting it in the mailbox, there is, I forget the stat, I think it was a 92% probability that that piece of mail is at least going to make it in the person's home before they throw it away. Whereas if you do something like a door hanger or something where it just, where you hang something on the mailbox rather than paying the post office to be able to, so that they can put it in the mailbox for you. And again, I forget the stat, but there's a really, really high percentage of those being thrown away and not making it inside the home. So what you want is for this mail piece to make it inside the home and for multiple people in that house to look at it. And of course to call you. That is ideal. So basically, the EDDM program is right here, right? It's a service that promotes your small business within your local community. So you can print out postcards and send them out to a mail route within a zip code. There's generally 4, 5, 6, 7, 800 mailboxes within a mail route. So you can send out postcards, and it's right about between 16 and 19 cents a card. And you can send a card to every route within a zip code. You can, I'll show you here in just a second, they have a tool where you can actually figure out and go through each mail route within each zip code and look at the demographic information and find out the ages and the how many people live in each household on average, the income, things of that nature, so you can target the specific demographics that you're looking to target. You do have to do the work yourself. That is sort of the catch. You are going to have to do the research yourself. You are going to have to go through the tool yourself and figure out the routes on your own. But that's okay for the money you're going to save. I just want to show you this screen because this is what I seen a couple days ago whenever I got my postcards in the mail, and I was going to log in here and I was going to go ahead and start my first mailing. But then I seen this 10% off all EDDM mailings between August 1st and September 30th. So I'm probably going to spend a couple $100 here on my first mailing. So 10% off will save me about $20. So I figure I might as well wait just a couple days to save that $20. So let's talk about how to create an EDDM retail mailing. It's really quite simple. There's not a whole lot to it. So your first step is, of course, to create an account with the post office. I do already have that. Your next step is to select the neighborhoods. We'll go over that in just a second. But if you jump down here to step number 3, this is an important step because this is probably what you're going to do before you end up picking your neighborhoods. Is you're going to design your postcard. I'll show you my postcard here in just a second. I've shown it to you before, but I'll show it to you again just so that it's all here within this video. So there's not a whole lot to it. They give you the sizes that you have to have. So basically, on every single mailing that goes out, you have to have this. This right here. This is the, how do you pronounce, indicia, INDICIA. I'm not sure how you pronounce that word, but this has to be in the upper. This right here, the image has to be in the upper right hand corner of the mailing, and then this local postal customer has to be here. Doesn't have to be in this exact location, but somewhere in this location on the mailing. And it's really important that these letters ECRWSS in capital has to be on here. And of course the postage paid and for EDDM retail. This is what basically this is your stamp. This is what allows the post office to deliver it and says that, okay, each individual postcard has been paid for and is allowed to be put in the mailbox. You can't just drive around and throw things in a mailbox. It's a federal crime. I'm sure you probably already know that, but just in case you didn't, you can't just go around and put things in people's mailboxes. So this has to be on there. This shows that it is a legitimate mailing and that the postage has been paid. Other than that, they don't have a whole lot of specifics. They do say that it has to be a certain size. There are certain size limits. Nice. And so there are certain size limits. There are certain limitations in terms of the thickness of the the postcards. All right, here, so I found it. So here are the size limitations. Okay, so the sizes of your EDDM mailings have to be between 3.5 inches and 15 inches in length, or and between 3.5 inches and 12 inches in height. So you have a pretty big, range. You can go there. You can send relatively small postcards, and you can send relatively large postcards. I went with 6.5 by 11 this time. So just think of a sheet of paper is 8.5 by 11. So the ones that I did are just a little bit smaller than a sheet of paper. And for the thickness here, it must be between 0.007 and 0.75 inches. So once you have your mail pieces designed, you're then going to jump back here to step number 2, and we'll use this tool here to find our mailing routes. When you find your mailing routes, then you'll jump down here to step number 4, and we're going to do step number 2 last because that's where you kind of go through the tool, and it's going to take a second. So number 4, once you find your mailing routes and where you want to send out your mailings, you'll have to choose your drop-off dates and your payment options, of course, and that'll just be determining, obviously, when you want to do it and how you're going to pay them. And then you'll print, for step number 5, you'll print your forms and prepare your mailing bundles. We'll do that here in just a little bit. And then you'll drop off or ship your mailings. So there isn't a whole lot to this, right? You create an account, you pick the neighborhoods and the routes you want to send some things to. You design your postcards based on the specifications I just showed you. You pick off you choose the drop-off dates and you pay them. And then there's some forms you have to print out, and you put everything on all the different bundles, and then you just go and you drop them off. So not a whole lot to it. Not a whole lot to it. They do make it pretty easy. Now, I say that having not done this before, but I've been doing a lot of research on this, and just everything I see, it looks pretty easy. And I mean, we're going to walk through it right here together to completion. So this is my first time doing it, and you're going to walk through it with us. So let's go. So here's just a really quick look at the EDDM tool from the post office. It's pretty slick. You go to their website, USPS, and it's just eddm.usps.com. So what you do is you go here and you put in a starting address, and you click search. I put in an address that was relatively close to my house here, just to kind of get an idea. So here is basically the Carrollwood area, okay? Over here on the right, I've already selected 2 routes. I'll talk about this in just a second, but basically what you do here, you can see the different mailing routes. So as you move your mouse over a different area, you'll see it highlights, okay? Right here, it is the demographic, okay? You can see how many mailboxes in that mail route are residential, how many of them are business, and how many total mailboxes are in that route. And it shows you here an age demographic. You can narrow this down a bit to get whatever you're looking for. The average size per mail per household. So in this specific one that we highlighted here, or I guess now we're over here, sorry, it's 2.14. It'll show you the average income for that specific mail route. And then here is the cost to mail a 6x11 standard thickness postcard to 657 mailboxes on that specific route. So you can go through in your area and find out which route you want to send your postcards to. And this can be tricky because you need to figure out your demographic. So you need to understand your demographic. Who are you trying to target? What area in your city are you trying to target? And so that's the every door direct mail tool here that the post office has. Pretty slick, pretty slick. All right, so now we've gotten to the point where we can start picking our mail routes and picking where we want to send our every door direct mail advertising. So we jump over here to the direct mail online tool, the EDDM online tool that the post office gives us. They're making some updates to this right now, so it should still work the way I'm used to it working. So really all you're going to do here is we're going to put in the routes that we want to search. And for us, we're going to target 33618, which is up in Carrollwood. And we're going to target 33604, which is over in Forest Hills. So I want to target these 2 specific zip codes, and I know where in the zip codes we want to target. So we're going to target this route in 33618, and we're going to target this route in 33604. So all it's doing here is letting me know that whenever we do an EDDM mailing, the mailings themselves have to be dropped off at the post office that is specific for that mail route. So you can't take these to your local post office and have everything routed over to where they need to go. You'll need to take each individual EDDM mailing to the proper post office, and that's what it's showing you here is for your two different mail routes. These are the two different post offices that you'll have to drop everything off at. So I see over here, I have my two selected routes, my two drop-off locations. I see I have 993 mailboxes that this will be going out to, and it's going to cost me about $191. So now we come over and we select our dates. We'll do this tomorrow. We're going to drop these off on Thursday. Here is our company name and the mailer name. We have read and understood. So we're going to pay online. So I see here we have the Every Door campaign going to the Carrollwood and going to, it's called Sulphur Springs, Forest Hills. It's the same thing basically. And we'll check out. I'm assuming now it's going to ask me for some credit card information. All right, so order complete, order confirmation. We are set. Now we need to prepare our mailing bundles. And then we need to print out, we need to do them in 50 to 100 mail piece bundles, no higher than 6 inches. And then we need to print out our processing forms and take them over to the two different post offices. And I changed our drop-off date to Friday to give me a day or two just to make sure I have it all worked out correctly. And here's all of our forms.
So here's the paperwork that you're going to get, that you have to print out, that the post office is going to give you. It's really quite simple to do this. So they're going to give you, once you've paid for everything, it's going to generate a PDF file. In that PDF file is going to be this paperwork. You simply print this stuff out, and then here they're going to show you the different drop-off locations. And then on here, you'll take this with you. This shows how many pieces of mail, how much it cost, and that you paid for it online. So this is like going to be the receipt. So this is going to be important to take this. Ooh, hey honey. It's going to be important to take this with you whenever you go to the post office. They're going to need this. Of course, they have some stuff that they have to fill out here too. So they're going to give you that. You're going to get, for every mail route that you have within a certain zip code, you'll have this. So if I had multiple routes within 33618, there would be, it would be C065, and then, you know, right below that would be, you know, right here would be the second route, obviously, but I'm only doing one route in this zip code. So there's only one. You're also going to get pieces of paper like this, and this is called your facing slip. So what you do here, and mine are pre-filled out, so there's really nothing to it. All right, so for the 33618, right, for the 33618, there's 405 pieces of mail, okay? Well, your bundles are going to be in bundles of 100. Okay, so I'm going to have 4 100 bundles and 1 bundle of 5. Okay, so I'm going to have a total of 5 bundles, and this is bundle number 1 of 5. So that's all you do, right? So on here, you write in the bundle number that this one is out of, and how many pieces are in that bundle. The videos I've seen online all say to go with 100. That seems to work out. It's either 50 or 100 the post office asks for, and pretty much everyone that I see says to go with 100. The one thing I'm not 100% for sure on, and I will ask them when I get to the post office, is what do I write here on the date field? Do I write the date that I drop this off, or do I write the date that it's supposed to go out in the mail? So that is yet to be determined. And then down here are your do not deliver addresses. Okay, so I'm assuming what this is going to be is there's probably going to be some angry people who get this in their mailbox who are going to call and say, hey, add me to your do not call list, right? You know, and so you take those addresses down, you write them down, and then the next time you do a mailing, if you do a mailing to this same route, you put those addresses here, and the post office will not deliver to those addresses. So, I mean, that's really it. Right here is the second one to 33604. We go back to our sheets here for the 33604. There's 588 pieces of mail going out here. Okay, well, same deal. We're going to have 6 bundles this time. The first 5 will have 100 in them, and then the 6th one will just have the 88 in it. And then your do not deliver addresses. I currently don't have any. Hopefully I don't get any. Dealing with irate customers and irate people is just a pain. But it is what it is. Anyway, so now what I'm going to do is go through all of my different postcards here, and we're going to get them ready. I gotta open them up and get them out of here. But if you don't remember, this is what they look like. This is on side A, and this is on side B. So I need to go through now and get these done up in bundles of 100, 1 bundle of 88, and 1 bundle of 5. So let's do that. All right, so I have my bundles. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bundles of 100, and then here is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 bundles of 100, and here is 88. So now what you do is you take your facing slips and you here, that one goes here. Okay, so what you do now is you take your facing slips and you fold them in half. Try to do this with one hand here. So you fold it in half and you slip that in with the bundle. Just like so. So there is bundle number 1, and then you'll do that with the rest of them, and I will do that right now. So there we go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's 6 of 6. So we are all bundled up and we are ready to go. Now what we do is we take these down to their respective post office post offices, and we drop them off. And then these will go out, I think, just a few days after we drop them off. They say give them 7 to 10 days, 10 days at most, I think, or maybe it's 14 days or something like that. But as far as what I understand, like, they get to them pretty quickly, and so within 3 to 5 days or so, these should be hitting mailboxes. So that's exciting. So tomorrow we'll take these down, we'll drop them off. I'll take you guys with me. I mean, there's not going to be a whole lot really with it. Maybe I'll film, maybe I won't. I'm not really sure. It's really just taking these into the post office and handing them to them and giving them the paperwork, I assume. Again, I've never done it before, so I'll find out tomorrow. I mean, if there is a process to it, if there's something to it beyond just, hey, here's this stuff, here's the paperwork, have a good day, I'll show you. Otherwise, you know, that's it. That's what we're doing for EDDM. This is how you can advertise your business through the post office. It's relatively cheap too. It doesn't cost a whole lot, but you have to do pretty much all the work. You're going to have to pick the zip codes. You're going to have to pick the mailing routes within those zip codes. You're going to have to know the demographics of what you're looking to target. You'll have to, of course, design your own postcards. You'll have to figure out, you know, all of that, which, I mean, I did all this myself. It's obviously not professionally done or anything, but it'll work, at least for the first go around, and we'll see how this works out. So that's it for this video, guys. That is the process for the USPS EDDM program, Every Door Direct Mail. This is how you can advertise your business, and this is one of the ways that I'm advertising mine. So, hey guys, give me a like, give me a comment, give me a subscribe. You know, have you guys ever done this before? Is this something that you think is interesting? Is this something you would do? Let me know. Anyway, we'll see you next time. Have a good day. Bye. So the final step in the process is to take everything down to the post office. So that's what we're going to do right now. It is all in the bag here with all the paperwork and everything ready to go. All the bundles are created. All of the facing slips are filled out. I do need to figure out the date to put on there. Figure out, is it going to be today's date or the date that they're going to ship it out? It's probably today's date, but I just want to verify before I write that in there. So we're driving to the post office and we're going to drop this stuff off. Of course, you guys are coming with me. I don't really foresee there being anything exciting happening here with this, but I will bring you guys with me just to show you everything all the way to completion. So let's drive to the post office and let's finish this thing up. Let's go do this. All right, guys, that's it. We got the receipt. They're gonna go out tomorrow. She said she's gonna make sure that they go out for me tomorrow. So that is fantastic. Nice and easy. There, you know, that's it for the USPS EDDM program. There's nothing to this. If this works out, if we get some phone calls from this, if the return on the investment is there, if I can make my money back, we'll keep doing this over and over again. I mean, this was a really easy process. So anyway, guys, that's it for this. That's it for this. This is how I am advertising my business through the post office's Every Door Direct Mail program. This is how you can do it as well. I just showed you start to finish how to do this thing. It's not that hard. I'll make a couple of videos later on to tell you if it was worth it ultimately. But it only cost a couple $100 to do this. You know, it wasn't that much to get the flyers printed out. And you've seen with the 2 mail routes that I chose, it was $191. That was with the 10% off. So it would have been a little bit more than that, probably over $200, just a little bit. But anyway, so that's it for this video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff if you want to. You don't have to, but it does help me out. Have a great day. We'll see you next time. Bye.